Welcome to another episode of Conversations from the Heart. Today we're going to dive into one of the most powerful and essential elements on the road to success, something that many people are afraid of, but yet holds the key to achieving your dreams: failure. Yep, you heard me correctly, failure. In fact, those who are afraid to fail and avoid it at all costs will never reach the heights they were meant to reach. You see, failure isn't your enemy. It's a powerful teacher, and the sooner you learn from it, the closer you will be to your goals. So I want to share a story that encapsulates this mentality, and it's about one of the greatest inventors of all time, Thomas Edison. In 1914, Thomas Edison's lab in West Orange, New Jersey was consumed by a massive fire. It destroyed years of hard work, prototypes for some of the most important inventions, and an immeasurable amount of research. It was a crushing blow that could have easily broken most people, but not Edison. Instead of seeing the fire as the end, he saw it as an opportunity to start fresh. He was famously quoted saying, "Thank goodness all my mistakes were burned up. Now we can start fresh again." Imagine that for a moment. For most people, myself included, that would have been reason enough to quit, to throw in the towel, to abandon the dream altogether. But Edison did the opposite. He chose to start over with a clear mind and a renewed vision. He not only rebuilt the lab, but he developed a whole new approach to invention. Not longer after that, he developed the first talking doll, the first motion picture camera, and the first practical electric car battery. What was his big secret? He wasn't afraid to fail. He wasn't afraid to make mistakes because he knew that failure wasn't a reflection of his worthy or his ability. It was just a part of the process. In fact, it was an essential part of the process. I can relate, as I have a story of my own to tell you. I was on my way to Italy and I spent hours, pouring my heart into some new chapters for my upcoming book, Braving the Storm. My iPad is supposed to automatically save my work, but like in all stories, something went wrong. When I got off the plane, I closed the document, and I guess I must have lost internet connection at that same moment, only to find out that night that everything I had written was gone. Panic set in. I tried everything that I could. I looked under every file. I searched every iCloud backup, hoping for a miracle. Nothing worked. The very next day, I went to the Apple store in Milan, clinging to a thread of hope, just to be told that there was nothing they could do. I'm not gonna lie, I cried. And then I cried some more. I cried out of frustration, grief, a sense of failure. I felt that maybe this was a sign that I should give up. I couldn't conceive the possibility of rewriting or recreating them. I don't even know what I wrote because the words came from the depths of my soul. And now they were lost forever, and maybe with them, my dream too. But I remember the Thomas Edison story, who didn't let the lab fire end his pursuit. So I didn't let this end mine. As fate would have it, my time in Italy involved daily train rides to different cities. And something beautiful happened. I discovered that movement, train tracks humming beneath me, the scenery shifting outside my window, sparked something in my creativity. I know this may sound strange, but those train rides became my muse. And surprisingly, I began to rewrite the chapters I had lost. Except that this time, they came out even better, deeper, richer, more alive. Thank God the originals didn't save, I found myself saying. Like Edison, it forced me to go deeper, to create from a place of uncharted resets of my soul. I remember things that never made it to the original version, and my storytelling, if I may say so, became even more extraordinary due to that loss. Like Edison, I realized something, that failure isn't the end, it's the gateway to something greater if we let it. So what about you? How many times have you failed? How often have you felt like giving up because things were not going to plan? Because here's the truth. If you are afraid to fail and learn from it, you're also holding yourself back from your full potential. When you fail, you don't lose, you learn. Failure is one step closer to becoming the person you need to be in order to achieve your goals. The difference between the people who succeed and those that don't isn't that the group that succeeds fails less. No, it's that they learned more from their failures and they don't let those failures define who they are. We have to remember that success is a journey, and that journey is never a straight line. But if we can learn to fail forward, to see every setback as an opportunity to grow, there's nothing that we couldn't achieve. Trust that you are just one failure away from your next breakthrough. And if this message has inspired you, like it, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next episode.